Oh, guys, welcome back to Beyond the Shift. I'm Eric. Today I have a special guest. This guy will go way back. He was there when everything started for me. My challenges, but I'm not going to say too much. He's going to introduce himself. Then we're going to kick the show rolling. My guy, welcome to the channel, bro. Welcome
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Wow, it's been a minute, eh?
Yeah, long time coming, eh, for the good catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, who is my guest?
So I'm Nella Talano. Family call me Taniela.
Vanilla?
Yeah. Friends call me Nella. And,
okay.
Yeah, I'm originally from Auckland, New Zealand. But yeah.
So I want to know, like a bit of where you're from, like the islands, growing up in the islands, because you guys and us, we're kind of like the same, you know? But I want to know because I love the islands. So I want to know more like life.
Yeah, well, from what I can remember as a kid growing up, I was actually born in Auckland first, sent to Tonga by my parents. Born in 82. After 5 months being born, I was actually sent back to the islands. So growing up in the island lives was beautiful from what I remember as a kid.
So which island?
Tonga, sorry. Yeah. Sent back to Tonga.
Okay.
Yeah, and I lived there for 3.5 years, and unfortunately had to come back to New Zealand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, in New Zealand, how was life for you? Because like, I know you moved back to Tonga and then you moved back to New Zealand. How was New Zealand for you, like growing up there?
The change coming from the islands to New Zealand, it was scary, very scary. As opposed to living in Tonga, it was freedom, very religious, everyone, small community, very loving. New Zealand was very scary at first. Had to learn the language, how to speak English, even though I'm a Kiwi born originally. But yeah, it was challenging. And during those times in the 80s, it was a very rough time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then the family decided to move to Australia, or you decided to move to Australia? How did that shift happen?
I got to a point in my life after high school. I had come to Australia for the first time actually in 2001, straight after high school. And I had been coming back and forth. And I think 2005, I decided when I was back in New Zealand that it was no longer home for me here. I was growing up and I was getting into trouble a lot with my friends. Moving up in the criminal world was inevitable. It was either jail or take a risk and opportunity to come and start here, have a go. So 2009, I decided to do that. I just thought it was time to
relocate.
Yeah, relocate.
So when you move to new country, because we all go through the same, because even me, moved to Australia, I don't know anything, I have to learn the English, community, everything. For you, I know the dad was here. So I was like, those challenges you face, different country, different community, you have to find new friends. How was that for you?
Yeah, that was very daunting. It was tough. But at the same time, I thought it's a great opportunity to make new friends. Though I had family here already, I wanted to venture outside of the family circle. So it was tough to get out there and open up to total strangers. I had a lot of trust issues at the same time. Trying to make something of myself was just very hard. And around the time I met you, I was still trying to find myself at the same time as well.
I can't understand, man, because even me the same when I moved here, young boy, family here, but my struggle was real. Try to adapt to the society, the language, find myself. Yeah, it was hard because, it was hard, man. I can relate to
absolutely.
everything.
I remember the earlier days when I met you, and I just thought, well, here's this kid just out there, and he's just really, driven. You were just committed, throwing yourself into work. I could see the confidence in you behind, though you weren't saying too much, your actions was very driven to succeed. I could see you were hungry to, come and make a better stuff. And seeing you do that, I was just like, man, that's, I can relate to him. I was like, but I admire that of you, because I was just like, man, I could see that that's a lot more harder for you, and given your situation as well.
Yeah. So now let's talk about this year. I know this is special.
Yeah.
Being a father. How is for father like? was this something you planned, or was it like, how does fatherhood change you?
Oh man, it's a blessing, as you would know.
Yeah.
It wasn't planned. I was actually living here at the time, and I went back to New Zealand for a bit, and I met my son's mother, and it was one of those things kind of just happened, and then I ended up staying in New Zealand, and that later on became part of the reason to move back here.
Back to Australia?
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew I couldn't survive, I couldn't do it back home in New Zealand. It would be a massive struggle, because I was feeling it at the time, and I knew moving back here for him, it was the reason why we moved back here. And it was just to be a dad at that time, still trying to find myself, going through personal struggles. It was tough, but at the same time, he helped me in a lot of ways become a better person, because you have to be selfless, right? You can't be selfish and keep doing what you're doing when you're normally single, and carry on with your old ways. So it was tough at the beginning to kind of like pull myself into the father role. You know, we think having a boy, this is easy, he's my shadow, yeah. I want him to be just like me, and the challenges were actually doing that part. I want him to be like me, but I'm still trying to find the better me.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but loving your child it's easy, right? It comes naturally.
Naturally, yeah.
And trying to balance that with the reality of supporting financially was tough. It was tough, and it puts a strain on the relationship at times where things got tough, things were tight. It really challenges you as a parent and as a man. You want to give them the world, but that's not the reality, is it? So yeah, you gotta really get out there. But as far as being a father, I love it. Love my kids a bit.
I can relate, because even me was the same when I found out I'm gonna be a dad.
Yeah.
I would kind of like joke with myself, am I ready for this role?
Yeah.
Is it gonna be easy? Because like people don't tell you, like, the midnights, the 1 a.m. when he or she might be crying. You don't know what they want. Yeah, man.
Lack of sleep.
Man, all those things that was playing in my head.
Yeah.
But for you, there, I know you talk about like you're trying to be there for him.
Mm-hmm.
But what was that one thing that keeps you going?
The one thing would be just to see him, like just be happy. Being happy and like being able to be there with him in the present moment and just be happy with him. That was probably the hardest thing that I was struggling to find. You just asked me what's it like being a dad. Probably all that and rolled into one, and juggling that, trying to be at work, all those commitments. But that's what I was really yearning for, was being able to be present in the moment with him and being happy, seeing him happy, and without the real stress of everything else out of the world that we're struggling. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, now I know, someone out there, like, they're going through the same, like, someone is going to become a dad. So someone's already a father.
Yeah.
But they're trying to find their way as well. So what advice would you give, like, to someone out there watching you? So, okay, I want to be a father, or I'm a dad, but I'm not doing 100%. But this guy, he's been there, he's done it. So what advice would you give that dad?
My advice would be follow your instincts, because the real love comes within. Most of the time we find out that we already have the answers, but we didn't trust our intuition, like to follow that path. We kind of second guess ourselves a little bit, overthink a little bit too much, where we allow doubt into our minds to succeed in what it is that our purpose is as a parent. So my advice would be like, trust your intuition, and that saying, love conquers all,
Yeah, 100%.
And never really listening to any outside negative doubts that people like to throw in there, that leads you astray. So that would be my advice, is just trust your
That's cool, man. That's good. I know someone is taking notes.
Yeah. That's it, man. Yeah.
Okay, now let's shift it, yeah? I want to shift it to something which means so much to you, panel beating.
Oh, yeah.
So what What makes you jump into panel beating? Why?
I think it comes back to my God-given talent of my art background. And I know somebody will be thinking, well, how does that? You know, that's a whole different thing. But panel beating is actually a bit of form of art in a lot of ways that you know, we could pay attention to a lot of detail. So that's where my art background comes into it. And you know, there's a lot of things you know yourself. Safety first.
100%.
So we got to pay attention to those finer details for a finished product. That these hands, you know, we're trained well to, yeah, just safety first. And I think it all comes back from my art background, and I've kind of just infused that into a form of like artwork through repairing and making sure that the safety first of the client, you know, that their cars is back in their hands, and it was in good hands. All it was in mine.
Okay.
So yeah.
So like, I know, yeah, because I've been in those shoes as well, but everyone have different way of dealing their own issues in life. But for you, the panel beating, what keeps you going? Like,
definitely, I love what I do. Yeah, I love the job itself. I love cars, you know, car enthusiast myself, and I love the challenge. That's the good thing about our job, is that it keeps you constantly challenged.
so what's the challenge in there?
Is yeah, they will seeing the car come, seeing the car come in all twisted, and you know, something that was so perfect now is all munched and crunched up, and now you just gotta. The beauty of it for me is pulling it apart and more into the structural repair now, where I'm working at now for Auto House Prestige. They enabled me to get into training through iCar Australia, which is very down to the detail, down to the Australian standards of repair through BMW training. So they coincide with BMW in Germany, and they meet Australian standards here through iCar Australia, and they're very kind enough to teach us their knowledge.
The knowledge.
Yeah, and give us the all the lowdowns, what we need to do. Yeah.
So, okay, talk to me about the challenges there. Being a panel beater, what's the challenges?
Challenges would be failing in anything, because you can't really. There's no real failing in it, because only you would, if you let it, if you don't perform, then that's on you, like we were talking earlier, right? The challenges would be making sure everything's in order, following procedure, and trusting the process yourself, so you can comfortably go to bed at night knowing you did
a good job.
Yeah, and for sections of the repair itself. So that's just it. That's the real challenge, is the finer details.
Finer details.
Yeah, because the big parts that we see is yeah, we can do this, we can do that, but it's the prick work that's the challenge. Just getting everything down to like the T. Everything else, that means the bigger repair will come out good.
So I want to ask you this here: when that click in your head said, "Okay, this is what I want to do. This is my calling." When did that click?
We're gonna take you back to New Zealand for that one. It was early 2000s, like fresh out of high school. I had no real plan of a career. I didn't even know what a career meant. I was at the adolescent years. I was just out there with the boys, getting pissed, and the local boys there from the hood. They were out there, you know, breaking into cars and things like that, and that's where I was like intrigued. The adrenaline rush, you know. We got into breaking into cars, doing all that silly scallywag stuff, and my girlfriend at the time that I was dating, she said to me, "You can't keep doing this." So basically, it's all, I should be thanking her, because she took the initiative to talk some sense into me, and she actually circled in the classified ads a few panel beating or mechanic places in the local area, just to call them up and, you know, just get into some sort of line of work with cars rather than breaking into them and yeah, and just being a scallywag. So you know, she kind of like painted the bigger picture, like if you get caught, you're gonna go to jail, then you really screw yourself up. And I actually was smart enough then to like take that, and then looking at the bigger perspective of how she explained it to me, I was kind of pulled my head in, and the first place I called was Goldsmith Panel Beaters in Onehunga, and I ended up being there for 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. So now I want to know the proudest moment in the panel beating.
Yeah.
Which one is the proudest moment for you?
Oh man, like you, man. I come here and I hadn't done my panel beating course yet. I didn't have my certificate, no papers to even say qualified.
Qualify, yeah.
I was unqualified, to say the least. And after I had left Rigolis, I ended up at I was just down the road there, ESR, and
Oh yeah, I know ESR.
yeah, and that was a whole different world for me, and that's kind of what led me through my journey through panel beating to where I am now. Still within the prestige line of cars, working for BMW, but that proudest moment came when I had met a international panel beater there who directed me into the path of you need to get qualified. And I know this engineering place where you can go sit a exam, 2-hour exam. So he put me through that and I followed the channels of doing that, and I signed up for it, paid the course. I ended up being the last student through that engineering course before, the New South Wales fair trading came in and cleaned it all up, because there was a lot of dodgy international licenses just getting approved.
Yeah, okay.
Approved and just taking their money and not really showing them the Australian way of panel beating, stay within the rules of panel beating. And so fair trading came in and I was the last one, and also the first one that got the card, because I think it used to just be a piece of paper.
Yeah.
So I ended up being one of the first ones to have that through fair trading, receiving that in the mail. But just knowing I had passed the course, you only needed like 75% out of 100. And
how much did you get?
89. And for the first, it was a 2-hour exam, and for the first hour I just sat there and I was just like, what am I doing? It was an exam. I haven't sat an exam since high school, since it was daunting stuff. And the guy just come in and he said, oh look mate, it's all recorded, there's no way I can even help you, or but what you can do, all I can say is that you can you don't have to start from the front, you can kind of work backwards towards the front. It was something like a 60 page, and that kind of woke my brain up a little bit, because flicking through the back I was just like, oh, some of those questions are easy, I know that, and it kind of jogged the brain and it woke up a little bit, because it was a 10 a.m. exam, so 12 o'clock was the deadline.
You need to finish it.
Pin down, that's it. And then you got to wait for about 3 hours before you find out if you failed or not, or passed I should say. Yeah, I took his advice without him saying too much, and there was supposed to be 10 of us that day. I was the only one that turned up. So yeah, that was my proudest moment, when I was sitting in the car eating fried chicken and just waiting in anticipation, and the call came through and he told me I passed with flying colors, and yeah, I was the first one that yeah.
Wow, what a journey.
Yeah.
What a journey, bro. That's good, that's massive. So now, what advice would you give to the young panel beater out there? Someone want to learn the job, someone want to jump in.
We actually have a apprentice just started a couple of weeks ago now, and he was asking me a few things, because he's only 24, but he had asked me just every day, just keen, hungry, asking me questions, relevant ones, and it just dawned on me. I was like, he's 24 years old. He's obviously going through a struggle in his own personal life, but he has no direction. So I just give him, advice, trying to channel in and getting him, not putting it on and like pressing him to come in and trade. It was just more it's actually a good trade to be working in, coinciding with life in general. It's a challenge fixing all these twisted metal cars, but so is life. It's challenging. So I said, the way that we overthink our personal lives and stuff, what's going on, that can be replaced with overthinking on fixing the cars in a way of outlets, and we don't have to vent where we're gonna probably end up hurting ourselves or someone else. It's a good escape with our job. So he kind of resonated that with a little bit, and he was just like, yeah, wow, he goes, I didn't think about that. He was kind of a little bit shocked, but he was like, it makes sense. Yeah, he liked the idea, and he just turned up, because he wasn't even sure if he wanted to even do it. But the more he asked, the more he just give advice. So I think he's been here with us going on a month, and he's really enjoyed it. He's he's moving along quite quickly. And really, really enjoying it.
Okay, so you're trying to tell the young kids out there, patient.
Yes.
You need to patient, you need to be ready to ask questions.
Yeah, don't be afraid. Don't doubt yourself, and overthinking what other people might think of you. Kids these days, they're worried about pleasing other people and doing things, but deep down inside, that's not what how they feel about whatever situation or they might be going through. That obviously affects them personally inside, but they're happy to do that to make other people happy, but they're not. So trust in yourself and just do the right thing by yourself before anyone else.
I appreciate that. Well, what advice. That's good. So now let's talk about the ink.
Oh yeah.
Wow. When did you realize you love this job? Like you love the ink. You like to tattoo people.
Yeah, that I was even good at it.
So how did that whole thing, like you doing panel beating, you were dad, then now you decide to jump in the ink?
Yeah,
how did that happen?
That was crazy. Like I mentioned earlier, I've got a bit of an art background, so family members that always kind of just threw that out there to me, like through conversations, and it was just like, why don't you get into tattooing? You do art, blah blah blah. So I thought, you know what, one day I'm just gonna buy a starter kit and watch a bit of YouTube, and thought I'll just give it a go. And it was a lot more challenging than painting. Like I love to paint, but it's time consuming. It's a good way to escape reality in a lot of ways. But yeah, I found out that I could see myself. I think I actually left Rigolis and stayed home full time. And I actually enjoyed that because I got to spend time with my boy. I think I only took about 5 months off. In that time, I took some time to do some work on some cousins, some friends. Nothing big. And I just thought, man, it's challenging. At the same time, it's hard work, trying to balance that, being a dad as well. Yeah. And then you hit some moments where there was like, okay, not everybody wants a tattoo every day. So couldn't be relying on that all the time. So I chose to kind of come back to panel beating, which John was happy to take me back. And then the tattooing thing was kind of put to the side. And over the years, even up until recently, it's been on off, where I was just been like, okay, I actually decided work's going really good for me at the moment. It's actually at a peak level where I'm like, okay, I really need my energy and my mind on this, and I can't have panel tattooing on the side and dealing with customers whilst my mind's on the panel beating side of things, because I really need that space to relax and regather myself for the next day. I need my brain cells because it's a bit more technical with the work that I'm doing now, is more of a body technician side of things rather than moving away from the panel beating. So it's real technical, and I need to be that focus.
Oh no, I just want to ask because, because when I met you, I saw this guy full of talent. This guy. Then you told me, some of these I did them by myself. I'm like, no way, bro. Then I decided to have my first one. But the funny thing though, I don't know if you can remember, when you finish it, I think I told you, I said, there was a party. The same day you finish it, I jump in the pool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I jump in the pool. Then I came to work the next day. I told you, like, are you crazy?
Yeah,
I said, no, but but I just have to jump in the pool.
Yeah.
Some days, when I just look at it, I'm like, wow, Nella, this guy. It takes me back, man.
Yeah. But it's definitely always been there because I've done a lot of myself since then, which is, it's been really good and it's fun. It's more something I can always go back to when I'm sort of another escape from reality.
Reality art.
Yeah, that's what it's relaxing in a way for me to maybe do some work on a mate or whatever. But that will definitely be something I'd love to get into, being maybe a little bit more older, a bit more patient, where I can just sit on my bum and just tattoo all day. Yeah. Once I move away from panel beating.
When you pack the tools?
Yeah, when I put the tools down, I think that'll be my go-to thing. Yeah.
So now I want to ask you, this one is a bit of everything. I want to ask you, how do you manage, how do you juggle being a dad, being a panel beater, and this side also, the ink? So how do you juggle everything?
I've really just grown into that person I've always kind of wanted to be, without a lot of doubt that I used to have. And there's a lot of change. I had moved states, Leaving Sydney and moving to Melbourne was probably one of the most hardest thing I ever had to do in moving wise, I'm not even leaving Auckland, a whole different country, to Australia was not the same. I think that was probably a pinnacle time for me for change, which did me a lot of world of good. A lot of sacrifices had to be made, especially for my kids, but they also became the focal point of my why, to succeed, to be driven. We all love our kids, and we say, I'll do anything for them. So that was something I'd always challenged myself in on a daily. Became a daily basis thing where certain things that I'll think and do, I'd always be that voice of good reason, maybe you shouldn't do that, because it's gonna land you. Yeah. So, not having anybody around me for support and being my own support is probably why I've ended up the way I am. Just being confident and balancing all those things that you were talking about is just come like full circle of somewhat sort of a natural thing for me now. It's just almost forget the struggle, but you can never forget about it, really. Going through all that, you think of your journey and balancing these things now in my life, because I'm in a good headspace. Yeah, it's become, I wouldn't say easy, but like naturally just, relaxed.
Now I understand, because even me it's the same, because my uncle, shout out to you, Uncle T, because he always tell me this, he says sometimes you need to sacrifice things. So so me being a father, me being a husband, that's things like I know. Sometimes like you don't want to do it. Yeah. But you think like you flip the page, you have to make room. Yeah. For them to be happy, for like you have to sacrifice certain things, which it's not easy. No, but I'm learning every day. Now I can see the other side of life, being a father, being a husband, being a partner, Yeah,
it's not as, do you find like it's not as hard as you thought it would be?
Yeah, but it just come with patience.
Yes,
Yeah, but wise back then, like if you single, you don't hold obligation.
Yeah, that's right.
You just do you.
Yeah.
But now you have to think.
There's other person.
This other person.
And there's this little person.
Yeah. Nah, man, it's good, man. It's good. Like, what a blessing. So now I want to ask you this. How did you keep that culture? Like, how did you connect with your roots? Because you live here. Yeah. The family live over there. So how do you connect here in Sydney? I know there is a big Tongan community. Yeah. But how did you keep that vibe? How did you connect to your roots?
I tell you, I'm not one to jump into the Tongan community thing. I think I'm a bit too, I don't know, just private in my own world with that sort of thing. But the culture, it's in me, it's rooted in me, and I revisit my old memories. I remember a lot of stuff that my mum had instilled in me since I was a kid, so I revisit all those things. And luckily for me, there's Matawai, that's performing arts group, where they teach a lot of all Samoan, a lot of culture, all under one roof. And I've enrolled my daughter into that, and it's also helped me at the same time, getting in touch, reconnecting with my Tongan roots, being around people again of the same culture, but even just with a lot of other cultures as well. Like I love my usos and stuff. I have a big, I think a majority of my mates are Samoan. And I love the usos out there. But reconnecting with my culture is definitely has been a good journey on its own, because at one point I didn't want to be a part of it, because I think I was so upset that I had to come live in New Zealand that I felt like it sort of turned its back on me. So I did everything to let go of the culture, disconnect myself from it. But when you're young and you don't know what's really going on in the world, you kind of just don't understand why you're taken from this loving little village in the islands and brought back into this once were warriors, world in New Zealand. It was very, very tough, and it's reconnecting. It was a must for me to save my sanity in a lot of ways. And it was also important that I was able to do that so I could pass it on to my kids and keep them, attached to it. So it's been a good little journey, and yeah, it's been great, man.
So now, what's next for you, bro? What's next for you before we round up? What next, Nella?
I'm just taking it as it comes now. Whatever God's challenges He has in front of us, I'll just tune in on. I'm looking forward to it. Really, there's no big look forwards to or anything other than just making these special moments that I do have with my kids now that they're getting older. They're becoming young adults themselves. It's just spending quality time with them. Like I said earlier on, being present with them and enjoying that. Everything else seems to be in order in life. So like when life is good, you just gotta sit back a little bit and just enjoy it. But yeah, there's no real big goals at the moment. I think I'm actually living at this time being.
At this time, yeah.
Yeah, so just taking it as it comes and just embracing it, because you work so hard for it, from our journeys, and now you're in that level of, okay, this is where I wanted to be back then. I'm here now, and I just enjoy it, and God willing that I just we enjoy it.
That's it, man. I appreciate you dropping by.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. What a blessing.
Nah, man, thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, as the brother just opened up to us, his journey, his challenging phase, I know we all take something out of his journey. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, turn the bell on, so whenever I upload, you will notify. Until next time, I'm Eric. This is Beyond the Shift. Let's hold.